I just received word that a musician's mastermind I had been a part of for a couple of years is closing shop, and it made me want to record this little message with a few thoughts I'd like to share. To start off with, I really appreciate this person's transparency in the manner in which they went about informing all members of this mastermind why they're closing shop. It didn't work out for them, and that happens all the time. I think it's good in instances like these to move on and make a clear decision on what is meant to be part of our calling and what isn't. That being said, I would also like to use this as an opportunity. Maybe it's not very cool of me, but I'm just gonna take that risk and share a few thoughts on how I feel it is imperative that we start distinguishing between this plethora of coaches, quote unquote, and educators. There is a marked difference. When the pandemic hit, one of the first things a lot of people started to look for were alternatives to the lifestyles they had been living. It was a wake-up call for many of us to realize that the lives we'd been leading, the lifestyles we'd built, were not really something we wanted to lead. And the first space people went to find an alternative was online entrepreneurship, online education. And it's not my place to judge the integrity of that decision. That's for every individual to decide upon themselves. But I would like to share that a coach who's taken a weekend course or done a couple of online courses on getting some form of certification to start an online business, and an educator who's been doing that, educating people for decades, pandemic or not, online trends or not, are not the same. I am an educator. I'm not an online persona. I'm a practicing artist, an independent musician, and an educator. I've been educating people. I've been working as a music tutor, as a guest lecturer, as a workshop organizer for 25 years. And I know that sounds like me bearing some kind of flag or blowing my own trumpet. The fact of the matter is, I do think that we're headed toward the phase where the true distinguishing factors, between educators and online opportunists will make themselves increasingly apparent. I didn't sign up to be an educator to find an alternative to a lifestyle I thought had sucked. I followed my passion and paid with my blood, sweat, and tears when I made that decision when I was 17 years old. I'm 45 now, and knew I was in for the long haul. When online entrepreneurship and online education systems were a reality, the only opportunity I saw was making what I teach accessible to people all over the world, which had not been the case before. I'd been working in a very privileged part of the world, offering my skills in educating people, sharing my experiences to very few who had the privilege of getting access to the kind of very unique combined education that I'd been offering all my life. And now this is available to anyone. It's not because I want to become a millionaire. It's not because I want to establish myself as some figurehead in the quote-unquote online space. It's because I've been doing this all my life, and I intend to do it for the rest of my life. I want to empower artists and musicians because I think music is a healing force, regardless of what industry trends tend to dictate or not. And I guess the reason I'm putting it out there is, for what it counts, I think this is a good time to delve deeper. Online education is not online education, it's education. It's education. Online is just a format that makes it a lot more accessible to parts of the world where they didn't have access to that quality of education. So if this is something that resonates with you, let me know what you think. This is a very spontaneous burp, as you can probably make out, but it comes from the heart, and I'd be very interested in what you think about this. What do you think about online education? You think it's just a trend? Do you think it's a scam? Do you think it's a legit alternative to the more privileged institutions that have been the only alternative to getting quality education? I'd be genuinely curious to know. I know what my opinions are, but I really want to know what yours are. Share them with me if you're feeling up for it. I hope you're having a great day, and I wish you all the best from the bottom of my heart. Peace.